Lights, camera, action, and we go into the air. It's a live show, ain't no time to prepare. Got the camera on me, and you know I ain't scared. Feeling like an OG, but shut it down like Ric Flair. You know we need the spotlight, we in the spotlight. We want the spotlight, reaching for the spotlight. I be vibing with my brothers, it be like a highlight. We be living like a movie by the end of the night. I'm always just grinding, working for the spotlight. These people stay up in my business, all in my life. I just smile away the haters, ain't no hate in my eyes. I carry love for all my bros, you know they stay by my side. Yeah, chief and reaching for the highlight, never playing on the sideline. Up to back, yeah, that's my guys. Wait, that's brother, change the style, right? And they loving this feeling, ain't nothing, these people frontin' on the style, right? About to switching up something, some niggas like drumming, deliver punches in the spotlight. Yeah, whoa, all of my friends are my bros. I'm never late from a show, moving real fast, I'm a slow. Steady chasing after what I know is my dream. Ready for the lights.
What up, y'all? It's your girl Lee, the real GOAT, and you already know it's another RTS Spotlight episode. Y'all know how we do. We're gonna show y'all the talent, and then we're gonna talk to the talent. So let's check out his new video. Play the video, Kevin.
I'm young and ambitious, play the cut like some stitches. Everybody dies, but not everybody living.
Oh yeah, this one.
I'm young and ambitious, play the cut like some stitches. Everybody dies, but not everybody living. I'm young and ambitious, play the cut like some stitches. Everybody dies, but not everybody living. I'm young and ambitious, play the cut like some stitches. Everybody dies. It's been a minute since I blacked out, method in red. Niggas cooning to go viral, that method is dead. My new thing wanna talk, but my preference is head. She DM'd asking for closure, left a message on red. Let's get it started. Been hated on my whole life by all lanes. Remember when the 2 wasn't running, I took the 4 train. Niggas gave up on me, now I'm yelling ball game. The only thing I ever did stress is my ball mains. Been through a lot, got more trouble to go. I seen people trade their soul for the love of the dough. A bad crack from my mans, couldn't fuck with the snow, so I kept an X-Pack like NWO. But this rap money way better. It got me feeling like Floyd in this Mayweather. Yeah, I'm way clever. Not saying I got cake like Floyd, but now I'm in them banks like Lloyd. Shout out the unit though. It's safe to say I'm too poppin', got the new droppin'. And watch what you say around niggas crew hoppin'. Cause in 10 minutes, watch how he sell. Tellin' all your be out with details like females. I never ran from a fight, do what I got to do. I done gave 6'3" niggas hands like Costa Zoo. Made him run from the set, rocks came outside, pressin' niggas with a cut on his neck. That's the blood of a Strickland. You wouldn't understand, cause I won't tolerate disrespect from another man. But I'm off that I do it for the have-nots. My brother Chase is the strength in numbers mascot. Regardless, I live a ill life. Could never front for the gram, cause niggas know my real life. Where I'm from the grass brown, we ain't living real right. We only hustle to see what the greener side I feel like. We tryna get some bathing ape and Dior. Now I'm just tryna put my mama by the seashore. How could you hate on that? You mad at me for dealing plain sight, staring at a G4. Y'all worry about me, I must be blind. You gon' miss your blessings watching me receive mine. Glass full of 1800, cause cops treating blacks like it's the 1800s. But karma gon' catch these pigs, trust me they can't run. And I'ma talk about these devils to my grandson. Tell me, what's the point in using a handgun? Everyone in the galaxy snitching, even Samsung. Police come, I don't know nothing. And watch them niggas who say, what a fly guy, let me hold something. I see you out here getting this cash, deep down they hating on you. Them niggas is ass, they gon' set you up.
Little darling, do not let a tear fall from your eye.
What up, y'all, and welcome back to RTS Spotlight. I'm your host, Lee, and that was an amazing artist that we found at a fashion show. His name is Rich P. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's funny they found you at a fashion show. You look great.
Thank you.
This is probably like the coolest outfit I've seen on an artist that I've interviewed.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
How did you put this together? Where'd you start?
I always dress according to how I feel when I wake up.
Got it.
This morning, I was tired, but I was like, you know, it's nice out. Got an interview today. I was like, let's do something
spectacular.
Yeah, I like to dress, so I'm heavy.
So when did these shoes come out? Because these things is nice over
here. A couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. This is the Justin Timberlake collaboration with Jordan.
That's nice.
So I'm always on top of that.
Yeah. A lot of artists haven't gotten the the pull up your pants swag yet? The scrunch in the pants? You have that under control here.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for? Because some people just started it.
You know what? I'm on this whole wave of socks making your outfit. So I've been into that like the past couple months, maybe the past year now. Okay. So I'm a socks guy now. So
these socks is looking heavy. What's your type of brand of sock that you?
Uniqlo.
You went straight to them.
Yeah, I love Uniqlo. They have every color. Every color.
Yeah, they do have a lot of flavors.
So
yeah. Got you. That's lit. Where you from?
Harlem, New York, uptown.
Harlem, New York.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Y'all have like style there though. It's kind of like y'all were like came up with the swag.
Absolutely. You know, it goes back to you Dapper Dan. Mm-hmm. You want to go to Nicky Barnes, Frank Lucas. Then you move up to like Rich Porter.
Real right.
Then Mace, Cameron, Dipset.
Word.
So
started trends.
It's puffy. It's just in the Harlem DNA.
Right.
So I can't mess tradition up.
What would you describe like Harlem swag is though?
Confidence.
Okay.
Confidence.
Yeah.
It's just
It's not even about what y'all wear.
It's how you wear it.
Got you.
A lot of people, the clothes make the person. I feel like Harlem, we make the clothes. A lot of people could wear the same thing. We have 10 different people in the same room with the same outfit. It's gonna look different on me.
Cause you're from Harlem.
From Harlem.
Got it. How long you been rapping for?
I've been rapping since I was 6 years old. Wow. I wrote my first rhyme at 6. Yeah.
How you remember that?
My dad used to rap, and when he rapped, I wanted to be like him. So, wanted to be like him, thinking he was a full-time rapper, which he wasn't. His money was coming from somewhere else.
Yes.
But I thought that's where the money was coming from. So at that age, I'm like, I want to be what you are. So, I would just listen to his music in the house, recite his rhymes at that age. Me and my brothers would be in the house, and then he used to always play Nas, and then when I heard Affirmative Action by Nas, I was really like, oh, this is hip-hop. Like, my parents are young, so both of them, they strictly grew up on hip-hop, so I grew up on hip-hop.
Right.
You know, we had older music in the house as well, but my family is strictly a hip-hop household, so I was born into it.
What was the top 3 artists you remember heavily, besides Nas?
Jay-Z. For me, Jay-Z, Mace, and DMX.
Okay.
Those 3 were like, they were like the Bible for me growing up.
Right.
Being from Harlem, and Mace is from my block, so that alone was just like, wow, somebody from this block is like literally a superstar.
Literally, yeah.
Then you got Jay-Z, who's like a Brooklyn dude, almost with like a Harlem swag, which was like unheard of, unseen. And just him being a lyrical monster. And then DMX, the way he came on the scene. And DMX was always in Harlem. I used to see DMX all the time as a kid. So
he's very talkative too. I mean, like,
and no security. I mean, literally standing on a corner with his friends, and you'd be like, "It's DMX."
Getting
like
a sandwich from the deli, yeah.
And I mean, literally just hanging out.
Right.
And that just shows you how real he was.
Now, did these become people you started to study in a sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. Mace, definitely. The flashiness, the confidence, being gaudy. Jay-Z, lyricism, braggadocious, and then just trend setting. Jay-Z set every trend in the 90s and in the 2000s. Like when everyone was wearing gold, he was the first rapper to wear platinum.
Right.
The Yankee hat. Trendsetter. And then DMX just being something you never seen before. He kind of ended the shiny suit era.
Right.
When Puffy had everybody dressing like that, DMX came on the scene, and that immediately just got hip hop back to its core, being grimy and about street. So yeah, definitely.
Did you ever get caught up in the streets?
Short time.
Sure. Okay.
Very short time.
Did music keep you out?
Yes. I'm one of those people who learns his lesson really quick. I'm not someone who's hard-headed where I do something and I'm just like, I'm gonna keep doing it. My
What's your
dad,
sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay. Yeah, you learn. Okay.
And I don't like being on the hot seat, so I don't like embarrassment. I don't like any of that.
Yeah.
So my dad told me, he was like, bad situations teach you two things. He was like, either you're gonna say, I can handle this and keep doing it, or you're just like, you know what, this ain't for me.
Right.
And when I was running the streets, I got shot at once, and that was it for me. I was like, you know what?
That was it.
I was like, my story ends here if I get shot.
Right.
What am I to the world at this age of 13, 14 years old in the streets? What is my story? And I'm asking myself this at 14 years old, which the average kid is not asking themselves.
Advanced,
But I'm asking myself, if I was to die, you know, at that age, I leave no legacy. I don't have anything cemented here, you know, to be remembered, or did I do anything memorable? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just focus on music full time.
Right.
And I did from then on out, like straight up.
Dope.
And I never felt the need to want to be down after that. Before then, you had that, if you're not tough like this, but I didn't need to prove anything to anybody.
Right.
And I knew I didn't need to prove anything to anybody.
Right.
I could be cool without that.
What do you think made you that strong, though?
My parents. They always told me to think for myself, and I also understand how lucky I am to have both parents, because I was the kid in the hood who everybody wanted to be at my house. Everybody wanted to be at my house. Why? Because I was the household with stable parents.
Right.
And when you're growing up in a post-crack era, no one has a stable household. So your house is the house
That's
that,
facts.
your buzzer is ringing all day because everybody wants to hang out there,
Yeah.
play PlayStation. Not saying we had everything. We didn't, you know.
Right. But you have more than
But
most.
having parents
Right.
who can drop jewels on you at
It's
a
a
young
lot.
age is the most important. I didn't realize how important that was until a couple years ago. Like, you know, a couple years back, you start looking back like, wow, he doesn't have his mother.
Right.
He doesn't have his father. Practically no one has their father.
No one.
And my father was the one who had the whole neighborhood at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old selling candy to put money in their pockets. And he
Right.
told everyone, you know, you get $6 every box you sell. I'm going to save the money for you so your parents can't take it.
That's what's up.
And you'll get your first new pair of sneakers on your own. And when they saved up enough money, he would take them out like, yo, you're going to buy your own shoes. And people to this day come up to me like, yo, if you see your father, you know, tell him I love him.
What's
He
up,
taught
man?
me he was the first person to teach me how to make an honest dollar.
Right.
And when you see people speak that highly of your parents, then you start to say, wow, you're lucky. You're very
lucky.
fortunate. So that's where I got my confidence and strength from, so for sure.
Nice. I like that. What's your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal is Rice Krispie Treats and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay. Do you mix them?
Yes. I just had that before I came here.
Yeah? I hate when people mix their cereal, yo.
I don't mix it.
You have
no.
7
Okay.
days a week to eat cereal.
Let me
and you gotta
rephrase
mix
that.
it.
Let me rephrase that. I don't mix my cereal.
Okay.
What I do is, I don't know if you heard of Kith, which is my favorite clothing line.
Yes.
Kith, they have two shops in the city, one in Brooklyn on Atlantic Ave and
Okay.
one in Soho.
Yes.
And they have a treat shop in there. So they do ice cream mixed with cereal. So what I do is I always go and I like to mix the cereals up. So before I came here to kill time, I was like, you know what? I got a lot of time before I got this interview.
be a fat
So I went to Kith Treats on Atlantic.
What's the Kif treats?
And I got some ice cream
That's
with
so yummy.
Rice Krispie Treats and Fruity Pebbles mix. That was absolutely insane. That was my first time mixing that. It's delicious.
Whoa.
Crazy.
That's a nice inside for us because I didn't even know Kif did all that.
Super good. It's to die for.
So do you like sweets? Are you like...
Yes, but I cut back tremendously.
Yeah?
So I'm on my health.
You're adulting now?
Yes,
Okay,
super.
got it.
Staying in the gym,
Yeah.
treating myself maybe once or twice a week, and
Right.
that's it.
Got
And then
you.
it's back to yogurt,
Yes.
rice pudding, greens, spinach,
Yeah.
smoothies, apple
They're all
cider
good
vinegar.
for you. I can't even make
Absolutely,
that face.
absolutely. But then, you know, weekend comes, and then I can run free.
Know what I'm saying?
and act
Exactly.
a fool. But majority of the week, yeah, I'm on the treadmill 40 minutes a day,
That's not bad.
taking care of myself.
Good. Are you a performer? Do you enjoy performing?
Yes, I love performing.
Are you like the jumper, or are you like the Brooklyn Bobby Shmurda dancer rapper?
None. I would say I'm more like a...
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
The feet
I'm
moves.
more of a J. Cole, Kendrick's, Jay-Z type of performer.
Dope.
You're more captive. I'm more captivating with the words I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I also have a song for every moment. So then I do have at least 2 songs in my set
Gotcha.
where I'm not jumping around, but the song will make you go.
Hey.
It's just not in my demeanor. I
Okay.
think some people are naturally cool.
Right.
And I don't want to ever not be myself. I'm not the jumper. I'm not the dude who's throwing the water in the crowd. I'm the Fabulous, the
Yeah.
Jay-Z, the J. Cole, the Kendrick. That's where I go in the lane of performance, but I'm still myself. I still bring my own type of, I don't even know how to categorize how I perform because it's very weird. Like I'm energetic, but I'm
Right.
not going crazy on stage.
It's like more of like a meaningful performance. Mm-hmm. Your music is really meaningful, though. I always pay attention to rappers that never have like a hook or a chorus because one of my favorite rappers is Big Sean, and
me
he's
too.
someone that can go off on a track without any help.
Very underrated.
Very underrated.
Lyrically.
Very underrated lyrically.
And he's also
Yes.
the nicest celebrity that I've ever met.
Oh, you met him.
I'm like
Awesome.
maybe like 10 times and I'm not,
Yeah.
Big Sean,
Good.
I met Big Sean like in 2011 when
Okay.
his first album came out.
Right.
And this is when fashion was in a very weird place and everything was about vintage clothing. And I had
Yeah.
on some vintage MCM frames. And when he saw them, he was like, "Where did you get those?" And I'm like,
Oh, that's lit.
it's like,
Slow, bro. I'm gonna tell you all my secrets.
"I'll put
my
you
boy.
on." And he was
Right.
like, "We going to Greenhouse, you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, why
dope.
not?" And just, I mean, super humble. Like, it's almost like he's a regular guy you just met off the street.
Right.
And he's always like that. He even introduced me to Kanye,
That's
like,
what's up.
super nice guy.
Right. Now, you open up for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
You had a nice little bio.
Yes.
What were your favorite opening performances that you can remember?
Kendrick Lamar
Okay.
and Tiana Taylor.
How was the Tiana one?
Well, Tiana's like one of my best friends. So,
'Cause I know-
yeah, that's like my family.
Tell her I said hey.
I will.
Tell them all I said hey.
I will do. You know, we met just strictly off of being acquaintances in Harlem.
Right.
In terms of her friends knowing of me, putting her on, and she's such a real person that she just tries to help me.
Word.
Met me, was like, you know, you work really hard. Her friends were like, yo, she watches your videos. She
Yeah.
thinks you're just a dope, hard worker. And ever since then, I just became like best friends with her. Like, that's like literally like my sister. So, you know, she supports my clothing line, wears my merch, I wear hers. Any opportunity she has for me, she gives. Like,
Right.
the very first show she had as a complete solo artist, she sold out SOBs.
Yeah.
I just said, hey, you need to open an act. She's like, you want to open? I'm like,
Yes.
absolutely. And the reason why it was so meaningful is because my favorite rappers of all time, even though the ones I named, my favorites of all time are Kanye West and Fabulous. Those are my favorite rappers. I
Okay.
get more from them than I've gotten from anybody.
I enjoy
And they both were there that night. So for me, I was just like, this isn't even real. So
Did you jump on stage that night?
no.
Okay. You still kept
So
it
I didn't know
swagged
they
up.
were there yet when I
Ooh,
performed.
okay.
I was turned though. That was one show I was turned.
Because the energy, that's why I had to ask, because the
energy.
energy that Tiana brings to like her sold out shows is insane. People come willing to
Yeah.
see whoever's about to perform.
Yes, and when I came to rehearsal, she was just like, I need you to have this crowd pump before
Yeah.
I go on. I said, oh, I got this. Let me do that. And man, I was just remember going crazy, and the crowd was just like, we love you, oh my God, da, da, da.
Yes.
And then she was like, when she was doing her makeup downstairs, she's like, yo, I heard them. They were rumbling. I'm like, I wasn't playing.
That's what's
And
up.
then when it was time for her to come up, she was like, I want you in the front because I want you to watch my performance. So come upstairs with me when we come out. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And then Kanye West just came up from behind us like, what's up? I was like,
Hey,
wow, that's crazy.
kept it real. You had to do it.
I never go crazy.
That's lit,
because
though.
I always tell myself, remember, everyone's human.
Right.
So I don't treat anyone any different. There's always that lightning in your brain that goes, yo, you got to think about those albums and what they meant to you. So inside you're fanning out. But I always still maintain my, how you doing, you know, love is love. And he was like, oh, you opened up. I was like, yeah. He was like, I see you, man. I was like, wow. To be acknowledged by someone like literally was like my soundtrack, like to my life, like inspired me to dress the way I dress, like before it was cool. And then when she was performing, Fab just came out of nowhere and they did the record that they got together, and I was just like,
yes,
crazy,
yes,
crazy. And then Kendrick,
okay.
This was crazy because I got a call, and this is right when Kendrick was blowing up, and I got this call like, yo, you want to open up for Kendrick Lamar? And I'm like, yes. It was like, where? It's like Greensboro, North Carolina. I was like, when? It's like next weekend or this weekend coming up. I'll be there. Okay. It was so out of my plans.
Wow.
But I just jumped right on the bus to North Carolina, me and my boy, and we just jetted down there. I knew someone out there. Fortunately, I had a place to stay, and just a crazy show. Chop it up with him, to watch him rise to where he's at, and to be there at that moment. And I'm just like, wow, like me and Kendrick share the stage together. It just let me know that what I'm doing is right, because the music that I'm making is the timeless music that stays. People like him, Cole, they'll be around 20 years from now.
Yeah.
And the music that's like everyone's getting on with right now, it's a 2-year, it's like microwavable. And then some stuff is slow cooked, so I'm slow cooking what I'm doing.
Right. And we need artists like that. I always bring up artists, you know, it's hard. It's a give or take, you know. You have those artists that make the popcorn music, you know, and then you have those artists that make timeless music. But then you have the artists in the middle who spend their life breaking down these barriers, you know, for so many years. But it seems like, you know, just the culture you were brought up in, not saying you has an easier path, but, you know, you knew a couple more people, you know, growing up, people heard your name, you know, you're from a very good area, you know what I'm saying? But how do you feel like you really broke into this industry of getting that respect where people can respect your music and respect your craft and your hard work?
The thing is that everything was worked for. I don't have a team, you know. Wow. To build the following that I've built was strictly of hard work. It was strictly me emailing blogs every single day from my phone and computer. Yeah. No one with me. I'm sending 300 emails out every day I wake up. Respect. Please post my music. And one time, the biggest blog at the time, 2 Dope Boys, was like, this dude has been flooding my email, you know, saying all these people he's affiliated with, and which they kind of twisted my words, which I didn't like. But I took it with a grain of salt, because I feel like it made people watch my video more. And they gave me a post finally. And I was like, after years of emailing y'all, you know, I deserved a shot, because every time I feel like people come across me, it's because they've been sleeping and they say, oh, I just came across this guy. I'm like, I've been out here. Right. But you guys choose to overlook. You still follow hype. And I have hype. My type of hype is different, though. Yeah. I've built my following through being in the streets, giving out my flyers, giving out my CDs in the street, not charging people, free. Guerrilla marketing, which I still believe in, is how I built my following. Giving out, touching people physically. You can't sign a download, but you can sign a flyer, you can sign a CD, you can put your number on this stuff. They can go home with it and remember you. Right. I can give my card out, but if you keep telling people, oh, yo, add me on stage. No, I have cards, I have all of this. That is how I've built my following, and I've done that every day. And again, Tiana came along later. You know, this is well into my grind, and you know, these shows came after me building my following. And then some people just like, I've noticed you, I've seen you, I've seen you doing this, I've seen you doing that. It's all from, I deserve a shot. Help me. You know, I'm out here by myself, and help me. And then people like Tiana see it, and she goes, no, you need the help, and you deserve to be seen. So it's people like her who never changed. And, you know, a lot of people have changed. A lot of people have switched up. Right. And It's just to continue to fight, to be heard. And over the years, there's progress being made. My progress, I tell people always ask me, why you ain't signed yet? How come you didn't make it yet? Or you deserve, and I say, listen, I'm not trading God's deadline in for mine.
Okay.
Ever. I will get there when I get there. But what I do know is that what I'm doing is working. Because over the past 2 years, I've been doing shows and I've sold out about 8 of them in this city, where people are singing the words to my songs by myself.
Yeah.
I'm hopping on a train to these shows.
Right.
Well, fortunately, there's people now, like, we riding out, or I'm just taking a cab, but I'm making actual money from my shows now, which is another sign. I dropped my first album this year, and it charted. It hit number 132 in America, Kicking It With My Pops.
Kicking It With My Pops. Where can we find it?
Everywhere. Apple Music, Tidal,
Kicking It With My Pops.
Spotify, iTunes Store.
Lit.
Everywhere.
Lit.
And it charted independently, and I feel like when I did my listening party, everyone came out, they heard it, and they were blown away because the material was that good. And that morning when I woke up and saw my album on the charts, I was like, yes, this is what I'm talking about.
Right.
And we cracked over 100,000 streams, visuals included. With the streaming numbers, we're probably at like 500, 600,000 streams on the album. So
very impressive.
This is just all years and years of hard work.
Right.
And now that I'm fortunate enough to see it, and people still keep saying, yo, when is it? I'm like, listen, don't rush this.
When. You can't tell them when.
Don't rush this.
Right.
But what I'm doing is right.
The process is beautiful. The process is the best part.
Well, I tell you how crazy it is. On my way here, literally right there on Nevins, I went to the CVS to get a Red Bull, and dude in the store at the register was like, yo, Rich P. He was like, you had the show.
Lit.
You had the show. I was at your show the other week. And I was like, wow. And I was just like, that's crazy. And he literally started rapping some of the lyrics. And then everybody in the CVS was like, can I have your Instagram? I want to watch this interview you had into. I'm like,
yes.
I was like, see, this is beautiful. This is what
But that's real life. Like, people really get caught up in the social media and everything. And I have to remind people that this is real life. Like,
yes.
You have to really work for it. Some things don't change.
It's not real. I tell people all the time, we only advertise our wins on social media. That's it. All we advertise is the good.
Right.
Who you really are is when you go in your room and cut the lights off. That's who you are. We not posting who we really are. Me, I try to give as much as I can, but I'm also introverted. So being an artist is 10 times harder for me than anybody else because I don't like giving too much of myself. But at the same token, I have to learn to break out of this shell for people to like me, because there's rumors about me that I'm a jerk, that I'm an ass, excuse my language.
When people don't know you,
when they don't know you. And because when people come up to me and want to talk, I'm not giving them my whole life right there.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, I don't know you, that's why. It's hard, like, I give my life through my music.
Right.
But it's still tough, but it's not real. Social media is not real. You have to learn to remember what is real. And that's like when you step outside every day, that is real.
That's real.
That's real. So, absolutely.
That's what's up. What do you feel like is the biggest mistake so far that you have made coming up in this industry?
The biggest mistake that I made was believing that everyone was as genuine as I am. And
that's a big one.
When you're a good person, you have to remember that everyone's not going to be good to you as well, no matter how good of a person you are. Right. And it's your choice if it's going to change you. Yeah. Now, I won't let it change me. And at a point in time, I was very bitter because of the way a lot of people treated me. People use you. People lie to your face. They tell you they're going to do these things for you. They tell you they're going to... Because this industry is just a game. It's literally a game. It's a game. These people sell you candy. They sell you dreams. And then not only that, like your peers also. Oh yeah, we're gonna get up. Oh, we gotta do this. We gotta link up. And oh, I love your music. I'm your biggest fan. And these same people, when you walk away from them, I can't stand him. Right. I'm not like that. If I don't like you, I can't be around you. But the sad part is a lot of people that I did like and cared for didn't feel the same way. And I think that was my biggest mistake early on, was thinking everybody was as genuine as I am.
Right. How do you move different now?
I stay out the way. You know,
Okay.
everybody always tells me all the time, yo, Rich, you got to pop out more. You got to come on the scene
Stay in your
more.
lane.
And I tell people this all the time. I say, listen, everybody at these functions know me already. Now, whether they promote me or not, that's on them. I don't need to be at every scene because I've done the networking over the years. All these people know who I am. When I step out, all these people know who I am. They're going to come up to me when I come out. Oh, yo, it's good to see you. Y'all know who I am already. I don't need to be there. Now, I know that once everything pops off how it's supposed to, y'all all will be front and center,
Right.
lined up to link up and lined up to support me. But right now, I don't need to be around for the fake love.
Yeah.
You all know who I am already, so I stay out the way. I come out for business. I come out for networking. I got a show, I'm out. Turning up. I even stay to watch other artists perform because it's respectful,
Yeah.
which I hate about my field of work, because only in hip-hop shows and hip-hop, people perform and leave. And I hate that, and it's disrespectful to the other artists. And, you know, fortunately, I'm in a position where I'm bringing most of the crowd out to these shows.
Right.
So I'm blessed to have these people stay for me.
Exactly.
But these other dudes, I tell them all the time, and when I get on stage, I always say it. I say, have respect for other artists. If you go to a rock show, every artist is staying till the end.
They're staying for the show.
Staying for the show.
Right.
They're staying. They're supporting. They're networking. Let's do a tour. Let's find a way to build.
Yeah.
Hip-hop, dudes perform and walk out. Bring their audience and leave. How do you even know what your competition is? Because the best artist of the night might go on right when you walk out. And now you think you killed it. No one's even remembering your name when you leave.
Right. Right.
But if you stayed, you could say, hey, we should go to the studio together. Hey, we should build. No,
Exactly.
but this is the field of work that I'm in and I hate, and I'm trying to change the mindsets of people. I'm even trying to teach artists to be more honest. So I tell people, you know, you guys get on stage and you're just rapping about something you don't live.
Right.
From lifestyle, it don't even got to be about violence or drugs. It could be just your lifestyle. I'm in a
Yeah.
Wraith. I'm in a gate. Like, you don't have a Wraith. You can't even afford to rent a Wraith.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
when I get on stage and I tell someone I had lost my job and I was going through it, but this year it's turning around, and they be like, you work? I'm like, I got rent like you do.
Right. They can
You know,
relate. It's
and don't get it
relatable.
twisted. I'm getting paid off this. I'm getting paid off that. But I'm not the dude who's living like I don't have bills. See, the problem is before we make it, we try to look like we're on as much as we can. And when we make it, we try to remind people how bad we had it, which is the complete problem.
Right.
So you're doing the most to tell everyone how poor you was when you make it.
Right.
But before you make it, you're doing the most to show everybody how rich you are. Or I'm on. Like, I'm trying to look like I'm on already. Now, I tell people my lane is fashion. I like to dress. Yeah, that's what I can do.
Right.
I'm not going to wear fake Rolexes. I'm not going to go over the top with anything that's out of my lane.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rent fake cars to floss and stun on it. No. I don't have a Maserati.
Right.
I take Uber.
Yeah.
That's my thing. That's what
Yeah.
I do. And I tell people that it's okay. And guess what? When I get off stage, these rappers be pulling me to the side like, yo, how you so comfortable? Like,
Being yourself.
I'm like,
They have
you know
no
what?
idea.
I'm like, this is why people come to see me, though.
Yeah.
Because I'm touching them in a place where they're like, I identify with this guy.
Right.
How can someone identify with you when you're talking about something they don't have either? Now, they may believe in the dream, too. They might be as delusional as you are. Some. I need a Wraith, too. But that's not real.
Right.
When someone goes home and they say, damn, he just said, I got more money going out than I got coming in because I invest in myself. I've seen people post my lyrics as I was performing on their Insta story. He just said this.
Right.
Because they're hearing something, and these
Legendary.
people hearing something like, yo, like, wait, it's not just Kendrick Lamar saying it. It's someone right here, right now,
Right.
spitting, saying the real stuff.
Exactly.
So, and that's why I know what I'm doing is right. And I'm like, the messages that I've got from this album, just the people, what they say, you know, how it's changed their lives already. And, you know, just the whole title, Kicking It With My Pops, people go crazy. Like, I can't, it's like the hottest album title I heard all year. And so,
You're so authentic.
I just try to be. My dad's my best friend, so
Me too.
he was the only person there every studio session.
Right.
He executive
support.
produced the album. He picked out a lot of the beats. He, you know, that's what this album is literally what it was. I was
Right.
kicking it with my pops when I made this album. And when you hear the intro and he's talking, telling me, because don't get it twisted, I wasn't always like this. I used to rap about superficial stuff. I was the swag rapper. I was that. And it was fly stuff. Don't get it twisted. It was still about a lot of stuff I had, but it was just more based on fashion.
Yeah.
And the intro to the album is a real conversation I had when my father was like, you know, you're not going to, the intro is called 100%. He's like, you're not going to reach 100% until you start saying stuff that make the hairs on people's arms stand up. He's like, they got to relate to you. It's deeper than metaphors and punchlines, because everyone knew I was nice. Everyone knew you could rap. You got bars. You got punchlines for days. You could out-rap anyone. But at that point, it has to go deeper. After that, you can peak doing that. Like, okay, we know you nice. We know you nice. But when you start digging and start touching people's soul with like, oh wow, you know, these unsigned artists out here rapping about Forbes lists, but really they asking their job, can they have more shifts?
Real shit. Real lives.
So when I say that at shows, they go,
yeah. Yeah.
and that makes me happy. I got this footage from one of my shows where these kids, they are so young. They like 17 in the crowd.
Wow.
And I said, you know, when I was talking about just, I just seen when I said this line, they just started going. And I was like, damn, look at, and then my cameraman got it on footage, and I'm looking back at it like, yo, look at how they are looking at me right now. And they still follow me to this day. I give out merch in my shows.
Right.
I throw shirts in the crowd every show I do. I throw hats out, everything. Because all we do is take.
Right.
You know, all we do is take from people. When you're up and coming, all we doing is support me, support me.
Yeah.
What are you giving back?
Right.
You ask people to support you when your music might not be good. They might not even like your music.
Right.
So what can you do to make people feel like they got something for their money?
Right.
So what I do is, who wants a shirt? People, I want a shirt. I don't care if you don't like me, but guess what? When you go home, yo, he gave me a shirt tonight. And then they go home posting it, yo, I got this shirt from Rich P tonight.
Right.
I always give back. And I mean, it's coming out of my pocket, and I'm investing it. And, but again, that matters to me. That's what makes me feel good.
Right.
Giving back to people and throwing stuff in the crowd, and they like, yo, you said you was going to give me one. I'm like, come, I swear to God, I'm going to mail you one.
Yeah.
I got you.
Real life.
So,
That's how you
all
get
we do is
support,
take.
though, by
All we do
supporting.
is take. All we do is take. And I'm just like, give back to your fans. Give back to them. Give back to them to make them want to keep supporting you.
Right.
So how many shows you want them to come to?
Exactly.
Everyone.
Exactly. Every single one.
And what have you given back? So that's my whole thing, is just give back, support, just talk the real.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be the soundtrack. I want to be that song that someone gets on a train when they woke up for work or school, and they like, I need this. This is what I need to get through my train ride this morning.
Right.
And then I'll be waking up, and when I see people Insta story tagging me and, yo, listening to this on my way to work, I'll be like,
Good
what's up?
Before we hop into our artist submission video, we have a lot of artists submitting videos, so we always try to give them a chance to show their talent.
Dope.
I do have to ask you an interesting question, okay? Only 3, okay, requirements in this contract. You're being approached by the record label of your dream with the contract of your dream, which you already wrote up and submitted to them and they approved of. What are the 3 requirements in this contract?
My 3 requirements is 50-50,
Okay.
50-50 venture, because I know that I want to give other artists opportunities, and I know I have the eye and ear to give that opportunity. So 50-50 venture,
Okay.
majority of my touring, and my masters. I want to own my music, you know. We can work something out, but
Those are your 3.
I need 51%, where I'm majority say in anything that goes down, because I have the keys, you know. I've sold out every merch I've designed. I've sold out shows.
Right.
I design clothes really well, so I know that I can become a millionaire off my clothes alone, my shows are going to, once there's a prime investor, it's not even a question what my shows will do.
Right.
And yeah, just be fair with paying me, you know? I'm not a short-term artist. I get why labels rob short-term artists. I can't blame them.
Yeah.
What do I have to gain if you have one song?
Exactly.
Your body of work doesn't last. But if you have one song, I get why they rob them. I get it. This game is not meant to be your friend.
Right.
If you were good for one song your entire career, I got to get the most out of it. I'm going to squeeze the juice out of this orange.
And if you agree, then that's it. We're squeezing.
But if you're a long-term artist, it is absolutely horrendous how they do the long-term artists. When I hear stories about like Tony Braxton, TLC, some of these artists could have possibly been bigger and happier if they were getting their fair share.
Right. Right.
The stress, the drama, the hurt. So I need 50.
He gonna need
51. Right. So I got the final say-so in what I'm doing. Because the most heart-wrenching thing I saw was when Birdman owned 51% of Young Money. And that's Lil Wayne's label. He didn't even know he was a minority owner of his own label. So when I hear things like that, I'm just like, this game is brutal.
You learn.
So.
Word up. Ooh, you're giving us knowledge today. Rich P's in the building, in case y'all are just tuning in. These are the interviews I like when artists can come up here and just be real with us. There's real artists that just give us the real talk. Because a lot of artists, you know, are at those points where they make, you know, pretty good music and they feel pretty secure in their talent and their craft, but they don't know which way to go and they don't know, you know, which way to keep themselves. So let's shout out those artists. We about to hop into a video submission from an artist and then we're going to hop back in. You kept it super a buck with us, but we're going to have to dive in for one more time. You know we're going to go into our favorite segment now, down in the DMs. So please stay tuned and go watch this video real quick and we'll be right back with Rich P. You already know it's RTS Spotlight, baby. You got your
What we doing in the phone?
We're not doing that. You gotta trust me. You don't trust me this far.
Oh, man.
So y'all need me right now back? You're doing great. This is an amazing interview.
I'm enjoying this.
Amazing conversation.
Thank you.
Giving us a lot of knowledge. You're very different.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's do this segment. I'm gonna have you do some promo stuff.
Right on the set.
Still look great. Cool.
Let's go.
What up, y'all? I hope y'all enjoyed that video. We are back with Rich P, and y'all already know it's about to go. Don't put your phone away. We going down in the DMs. Y'all know our new favorite segment, Rich P. You kept it super real with us, but it's so funny because this is the only time you like caught a blush, and I feel like you're over there deleting and extra scrolling.
Nah.
I'm gonna need you to go to your Instagram. Okay, go to your Instagram.
I'm in
Go over to your
Instagram.
Go into your DM.
Oh,
You're the most
man.
nervous that has happened. We've done this to other people, and you're the only one that like. I feel like.
Oh, man.
So, go to your DM. Okay, you can go to your message requests where people hit you up, you know, and you can accept or decline, or you have the choice to go to your direct messages yourself.
So I have like this OCD. I can't see any notifications. So I don't have any like requests. I like open those immediately.
Oh, you open those? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't have
So we're
any
going
of
to the
those.
last DM, which you were hit up, okay? The last time someone slid in your DMs. You do not have to say a name, okay? So do not get nervous. But we're going to your last DM where someone slid into your DMs right now. We got Rich P in the building. We're down in his DMs. This is the realest it gets. When you know what happens in the DMs, this is how you connect. Did you find it?
I'm trying to see the last time someone slid in my DMs.
I don't know. He light skinned. He looked like he deleting.
I'm
yo.
light skinned.
This is wild. He from Harlem.
I thought I was
I don't
brown-skinned.
trust it. It's the beard that throws off the shadows.
Oh,
It can be business related as well. I don't need you to look for like, you know, the thotties, but it can be. We just want to know how your DM is looking when people hit you up. No names. You don't gotta do no names.
I mean, people just usually just say they proud and.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little proud, huh? Okay. That's okay. We've heard a lot of different responses, to be honest.
Let's see the most recent head up.
I don't trust him. I've done this a couple times, y'all, but I don't trust him. I don't trust him. He answered the cereal question fine. I don't know about the DMs though.
This is funny.
At least most of it is support.
Yeah,
That's the best thing you can
it's
ask
like
for.
it can end up getting to,
Right.
oh, you're handsome, but
Okay.
it's usually I like your album.
Right.
I love your music.
Uh-huh.
The most recent one that I had got was what's the name of that song where you were like
This is awesome.
she just wanna
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Can I curse?
Yeah. You
Oh.
need to tell us the truth.
She said, what was the name of that song where you were like, she just wanna fuck me for the clout?
Got you.
And I was like, it's called Clout.
Uh-huh. And then what she say?
I was like, you need the link? She was like, it's on Apple Music. I said, yep.
What
And
she
then
say?
she screenshotted her listening to it with blushes.
Oh.
And I was like,
Like.
then she said, where do you live?
Uh-huh.
I live in Harlem. You? Have you
Oh.
ever performed in Jersey?
Oh.
Come to think of it, I've performed many places, but never Jersey.
No.
But I hung out in Jersey. You be in the city?
Oh, she pulled up.
I only been to Harlem for Lighthouse. Lighthouse is the most poppin' seafood spot in Harlem, in my opinion.
Okay.
I love Lighthouse.
Ooh, I need to go there.
Yeah, Fab be coming out there to eat.
Lighthouse.
Tiana goes there all the time. Lighthouse is the best. Oh my God, they got lobster fries.
Lobster fries?
Yes.
Wow. What's your favorite food?
Seafood.
Like, okay.
I am. I'm a foodie. I eat everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, I be looking for the best restaurants in
Word.
New York.
Yeah, same.
I don't want to give away my gem. It's
Give
only
like
open.
top two. Give top two. Because we got to know. Food is so good. You cannot even be secretive.
You're right. So number one is the frying pan.
The frying pan.
Yes, it's only open when it's hot out though. They close in October for the rest of the year until spring.
Okay, that's good.
So it's on a boat dock by Chelsea Piers, all the way on the West Side Highway. It's like a ship, bar, seafood. You order your food. There's no servers. You have to come back, pick your food up, and go find a seat.
That's lit.
And you're sitting on the boat, like on the side of the water. It's like
New
a
York is
giant
something
ship.
else.
I love this. And the heliport is over there, so helicopters be flying by.
Yeah.
The ambiance is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Number two, what do I really like?
I gotta find all these spots.
Cafeteria, would it be?
I heard a cafeteria was good.
Cafeteria has the best mac and cheese in New York.
The
period.
best mac and cheese
100%.
in
It's
New
not even
York
debatable.
City.
Not even debatable.
Better than Whole Foods mac and cheese? Cause
You know what? Someone just told me that Whole Foods mac and cheese is elite.
Yo,
Someone just told me that.
superior.
They said it's incredible, but
Yes.
I stand behind it.
Okay.
Cafeteria has what you call a mac attack. They give you 3 bowls of mac. They're not big bowls, little
Okay.
bowls. One is garden oil mac and cheese, regular is cheddar, and the third is bacon mac. So cafeteria is definitely, and they're 24 hours. So if you're out at 4 in the morning, go to cafeteria.
24-hour food is like,
And it's
produced
just a
by
beautiful
Jesus.
place too.
Yes.
It's right on
That's dope.
17th.
please, before we leave you, you gave us some good knowledge today and you gave some spots to eat. Shout out where we could find your apparel and your music, please.
Yes. So if you guys check it out, social media handles are Rich P Sin, RICHP SIN. The Sin is for Strength in Numbers, which is my company. My clothing line is richp.bigcartel.com and fashionguardtees.com. So get the merch. Please support the social handles. Follow me. I follow back. Show love. Hit me up. Do not be afraid to say what's up. I'm a people person.
He's a people
I
person.
love everybody for the support. And please check the album out, Kicking It With My Pops. Stream it anywhere you can find it. It is on everything. Someone just told me they was bumping it on Napster. I said I didn't even know Napster was still out. Thank you
Lit.
to everyone that's been supporting the album and coming to the shows. I can't thank y'all enough. Blessings to everyone. And to everyone who support me. I love y'all. Thank you.
Dope. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's season 2, y'all. You already know. I told y'all we was coming heavy. Okay, so Rich P's in the building. Real hip hop music. If he got bars, so please go check out his music and check out his social handle to find all his dope clothes. You can look as fly as him and might have a little Harlem swag. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. We'll catch you next week on RTS Spotlight. You better get all that. Get all that. See, you gotta get it all.
I just want good combo for break fast. And the love gon' stick, let the hate pass. If they don't give us credit, then we'll take cash. Baby, give me what I'm missing in life. Get in this car, and I promise you it's taken tonight. I might get a ticket tonight. You'll get that one later. Let's get to the height. Attention, all you gotta do is pay it. And love, you won't have to do more than just say it. You know how I lay it, so play it. No, I ain't dated. I'm a smooth operator like Sade. Don't want another woman in this this way. Trying to get in where I fit in like Tetris. Hey, you're a queen who knows there's no need to show them other girls on pose like election day. You're hot. Oh! Said I don't wanna waste no time. Right now. I go by the name of Rich P. I'm from Harlem, New York. I just want to say it's an honor to be here tonight. I'll give y'all a little history on who I am. Been doing this for a very long time. I just dropped my album. It's called Kicking It With My Pops. It hit number 132 in the United States of America. That's a blessing. So to chart independently out of my own pocket, it's a great feeling. You know, I've shared the stage with Kendrick Lamar, Joel Santana, Tiana Taylor, Big Sean, Fred the Godson, Jadakiss, Tribe Called Quest. So no matter where I do it, I'm always treat, no matter what venue I'm in, like the Garden. Make some noise for the L spot one time. Without further ado, I wanted to start this one for the ladies since we was doing fashion. So before I turn up for real, let's keep it going. Turn my music up too. Love is love. What's up? Huh? The spot jumping. I'm locked in, think I got something. I met my match like bogeys. I couldn't pass like Kobe. So I bought her a drink and then she said, let me buy yours. Started to laugh like she crazy. I said I never go half with a lady. And if I ever do, then it's half with a baby. So rockin' lemonade, this ain't no run. And I don't chase her face, so I ain't gon' run. You single? That ain't no fun. I'm Sam Cooke or Obama. Change gon' come. Let's fix that. And your next drink, we can mix that. Your man did you wrong? Baby girl, let's get back. Like a DE, but we can kick back. You the type to make me hit the gym, get a six pack. None of these men your style. So I'm trying to breeze like the windows down. Your securities, I said no style. Cause you looking at a nigga that's 10 toes down. This ain't about who am I, it's about you and I. Girl, I'ma do it I got a lot of old ways, heavy with the OJ, but tonight I'm feeling great. You got a brother high, and I got another side when I knock it from behind like. You swear I got a lot of hoes when it's time to go. Gotta know if I leave it with you. I want her for the rest of my life. Hope this ain't just for the night, cause I want her for the rest of my. Hope this ain't just for the night, cause I want her for the rest of my. Hope this ain't just for the night, cause I want her for the rest of my. Damn, the spot jumping. I'm locked in, think I got something. I met my match like bogeys. I couldn't pass like Kobe. Damn. I know she can call a bluff. This shit feeling like more than lust. And I'ma wake up with a morning crush. Cause I'm open like a freeway for the morning rush. We in the moment, baby, this is ours. Don't take it for granted like kitchen counters. She always call me handsome, I say you better. I'm feeling like these two rappers. Said I'm feeling like I'm on a Molly. Cause I'm trying to fill up on your body. I said I'm feeling like I'm on a Zanny. Cause I'm trying to get up in the panties. I said I'm feeling like I'm on a perk. Clock in, shit, a nigga about to go to work. I said I'm feeling like I'm on lean. Let me stop, cause I'm sounding like a dope fiend. But the flow so mean. This ain't about who am I, it's about you and I. Girl, I'ma do what I got a lot of old ways, honey, with the OJ, but tonight I'm feeling great. You got a brother high, and I got another side when I come from behind. Like, you swear I got a lot of hoes when it's time to go. Gotta know where my leader is. I want her for the rest of my. Hope this ain't just for the night, cause I want her for the rest of my. Hope this ain't just for the night, cause I want her for the rest of my. Hope this ain't just for the night, cause I want her for the rest of my. New York City, make some noise in this building one time.
I'm loving the energy right now, too. We about to go up, DJ, go up.
Turn it up.
Make the money
New York City, what it do? I'ma drink a straight. I've been going in, I need a break. Won't nobody hustle down till they see you. They try to, they know we about to go, 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 go. They know we about to go, 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 go. They know we about to go, 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 go. Niggas going up. Niggas going up. Niggas going up. Okay, with all these flirty honeys around, it's hard to stay clean with all this dirty money around. Only one way you could go when you stuck on the ground. I'm from the dirt, but I'm a king. I got mud on the ground. My hitters told me stick to rap. I got male shooters that's out here trying to earn hard like they Dale Jr., which means I'm too fresh to fight. You on your knee while I'm trying to get sex tonight. We got your knees coming. I'm like Russell with more release limits. And cooking every summer like I got 3 kitchens. Refuse to be like all of these rappers that deep dissing. I'm nothing like these niggas, man. I even breathe it. I made more than graduates and I dropped out. Now I'm ball. I ain't worried about a lockout. The flow need a guitar the way I rock out. I don't shop with police, but I cop out. Hands up, 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 up. Everybody in this motherfucking building, hands up, 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 up. Everybody in this motherfucking building, hands up, 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 up. Everybody in this motherfucking building, hands up. Bars. Expect nothing from nobody, I get it done. That's when you on the journey, the greatest, the realest come. And if you stay true to the grind until it come, you somewhere out there hating, remember you still a bum. When you get kicked, they wanna follow. The more that you make, the more they wanna borrow. And you see through them, now they looking kinda hollow. They wanna get on stage, now it look like the Apollo. I take them all. Try to tell them stay down and chase dreams, but only got short-term goals to make cream. And bottle up white or dope the base means. Without those enough, my life is a daydream. We all can't be LeBron, that's who I be. So I got some Lonzo Balls, no more Kyries. Now we all move together like Siamese and walk in every club without checking ID. About to go, 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 go.